I saw that title, Success Can Be Frightening, right after I sat down to record this video. And that title was for tomorrow. It was something that I wrote several days ago through Wilhelm, but I knew it was going to be for the 6th. And it was Success Can Be Frightening. And that's for all of us, because when we look at the prospect of what we might be able to achieve in our lives, it can be uncomfortable because we haven't been there before. We haven't seen it. And then when you do something in life that no one has seen and you haven't seen, that can be challenging as well, because we like things to be stable, and the unknown can be a little problematic. And that's been most of my life. And so today I have to end it. I keep ending it, so I'm going to do a little bit more simply because I want you to know what is possible. We have limited abilities, we think, and we don't. And that's what my entire life was about showing. But because it was so different, it was challenging for me to accept, and for others as well. It was never my intention to be a channel or medium or whatever someone might think. I never thought about that. When I started doing this in 1989, it was surprising and almost frightening, because I knew that I made a direct connection to intelligence, to a universal intelligence, something that was beyond anything that I knew, because I didn't have that information, but I didn't know why I was the one receiving it either. But I knew that I had to, and so I kept doing it every day, and it became an obsession for a lot of reasons. One, because it was helping me. It was helping me in ways I couldn't even explain to people. It was giving me ideas to use in business. It was doing so many things, and I wasn't doing the business that I'm doing now back then. I was just being a vocal coach, and kept the other part of me tucked away, I thought. But something else was happening that I had no idea. And this is why this story even, hmm, yeah, it feels a bit too much, because for me to take, and probably you, I never looked at the messages. I never went back and looked at the old messages. I knew I was supposed to save them. I had boxes of them, and I just kept doing it. And it wasn't until 2021 where I started going back, because that was the instruction I received. And I was told that I was given all this information in 2012, because our world would be moving through this big change, and people would need this information so they could move to a higher state of consciousness, and the world could shift into a much better place. And I had that information. And I said, that's not possible. And then I find messages on my computer from 2012 that I hadn't seen, that they were in a folder that who put that there? And then I was told something else. I was told that this work would change anyone's life, and it would change our world. I thought, that's not possible. I said, yes, it is. If you let go of all your grievances and move into a new state of understanding of yourself and a higher state of consciousness, that would change your life. It would heal everything, and then others in the world would do the same thing. I said, that sounds too ridiculous, because I hadn't done that yet. And then I did, because I'm 75 and things healed and changed. And I was moving through more horrible, difficult things than anyone can possibly imagine. And some have been documented in, in the incurable things that were cured and all of that. But today it just became even more. And that's why I had to talk about it, because I knew tomorrow I'm making changes, because this, I have to develop this work more because I obviously developed a very special ability and skill and gift that I was ignoring, and I can't do that anymore because it could help so many people and it could help our world. That was the intention of all the work. But then I saw a message that was channeled on May the 7th of 2022. And when you listen to it, you will understand what I mean. We operate and we have different levels of consciousness. And it's been a little bit challenging with this because I don't remember what comes through. I am, and I resisted this as well. I'm a direct channel. And so I'm a machine. That's what's happening when I'm receiving the information. And it's always accurate. And that's why it works. And that's why people change. And that's why we all change because of where this information was coming from. But it wasn't me. And that's probably the strangest things for people to accept. But I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have organized the information in the way that it is because it clearly shows the operation of human consciousness, how it changes over time, how we can best utilize it, what gives us the greatest results, what's been standing in our way. That's what I was given. And I hid from it. I had the dream, and this may be in some of the recordings, I don't know, but I'm just going to put this in 2005. I had a dream that I had been given something like this and I was supposed to bring it to the world, and I um volunteered to do it, and then changed my mind. How often do we do that? But I can't do it anymore because I know that this work could change anyone's life. And I see people struggling and afraid and insecure and all of that. And I received all that information. There was one thing that they told me to do today. I think I'll put it in the messages tomorrow. They said just go to the website and put in the word remember. And you'll be shocked at how much information comes up because they're going to say they have given us so much information so that we could remember who we are. And the initial reason that they gave me for doing this work, when I started shifting everything in my life and my businesses, they said because there would be too many people who have forgotten who they are, who have lost their way, who have not had a sense of themselves. And so this work will bring them to that place. And you'll see miraculous healing occur within them and then eventually on the planet. Anyway, listen to the session. It's 11 minutes. And then you'll see why I have to make changes tomorrow because I know everyone's not going to get this. I'm still adjusting and accepting the fact that this has happened, especially with what it's done just in my life and what I'm witnessing in others. But this is why I'm going to get help to get it out to more folks as well. Thank you. And I had to get that off my chest tonight. I'll see you soon.